So my name is S.Jerian, and I'm very happy to be with you here today. I want to thank Youth World Net for the kind invitation to speak with you on a very interesting and challenging topic, which is how to move forward in the face of uncertainty. The date today is December 30th, 2020, and I have no doubt that for everybody listening to this message, 2020 has been a year of great uncertainty, and all of us are struggling with how to move forward in the face of so many tragedies and so many difficult times. The underlying principle that I want you to remember as we talk today is that the best resource we have are the people around us, the people who love us, the people with special expertise, our teachers, our professors, our colleagues at work, all of the people that we come in contact with or who we reach out to, people we may not have met, but who we are interested in getting to know and interested in hearing their ideas. So that will be the underlying principle of everything I talk about today, that we as a collective community are the best resource for each other. Now let me share with you a little bit about my background. I was born and raised in California in an Armenian American family. My grandparents and my father were refugees from the Armenian genocide in the early 20th century. They certainly dealt with great uncertainty and great tragedy through much of their life, both in Eastern Turkey, an area some people call Western Armenia, and in their new life in the United States. My studies took me to the field of medicine, and I became a physician. Specifically, I became a cancer doctor. And also, I can tell you that being a cancer doctor every day is filled with uncertainty. As you know, cancer is a very severe illness for many people, and it is unclear for many what the future will hold. So every day, cancer patients deal with uncertainty. After becoming a cancer doctor, I wanted to have a bigger impact, and I moved to research. And now I work on research programs developing new medicines for cancer patients. And over the last 25, 30 years, I've worked on a number of different new medicines that have come to the market and helped many cancer patients in the United States and throughout the world. But again, the area of cancer research is constantly filled with uncertainty, and we always have to plan and anticipate what might be the obstacles that will block us from success, what might be the best paths to success, and what might be times when we have to regroup and change our path. So let me pause there and go back to our main topic, which is how do each of us move forward in the face of uncertainty? What I would say has helped me through the last few decades is to always have a vision. And maybe that vision has to change. Maybe that vision stays the same but takes a different path. But having a vision is helpful to guide me through those periods of uncertainty. And I ask myself, can I develop my vision so that it will be meaningful and impactful? How does my vision for myself or my role in the world need to change? Because I know there are going to be these things that happen in the world that I wasn't expecting, and I know I'm going to have to readjust and change. So to answer these questions, we want to go back to some basic concepts that require us to create an environment for ourselves that promotes problem solving, that promotes imagination, that promotes creativity, And then from that, we can develop the tools that we need to create our vision that will carry us through those periods of uncertainty. So what are these basic concepts that I'm talking about? There's 5 that I want to focus on. Number 1, we need to work hard to have a healthy body, a healthy mind, and a healthy soul. Our mothers told us this. Maybe we didn't listen to our mothers, and I can tell you when I was younger, I may not have paid attention to this or thought it was important. But as the years go by, I can tell you that this is the first step. Without a healthy body, without a healthy mind, and without peace in our souls, it is hard to move forward. So that's basic concept number 1. Number 2, stay connected to the people that you love. This seems obvious, but sometimes when there's problems or difficulties, it's hard to share that with the people we love because we don't want to burden them. We don't want to bother them. We don't want to seem weak. But it's not weakness to share. It's not weakness, again, to go back to community, to go back to the people around us as a resource. So stay connected with the people that you love and who love you. Number 3, make time for things that bring you joy. And again, this is something in stressful and difficult times that we have a hard time thinking about or imagining doing. But this is what reminds us of our humanity. This is what helps us be the best that we can be and be authentic to ourselves. So what do I mean by the things that bring you joy? Maybe it's art or music or sports or going out to a cafe with friends. Or for me, I can tell you I love playing tavlu, also known as backgammon. My father and I used to play every night after dinner, and after an exciting game of tavlu, I felt strong and I felt ready to face anything. And it was the joy of the time that I spent with my father, the back and forth that we had during the game, that really brought both of us a lot of joy and good energy to move forward. Number 4, focus on your strengths. You may hear people say it's good to look at your weaknesses and try to fill in the gaps in your expertise or in your knowledge. And that's true. That's all true. But I'm going to suggest you put the most energy into your strengths. Think of yourself like an Olympic athlete or a chess master who trains and trains over and over every day in a disciplined way to improve their best abilities. This is what will carry you through the most difficult times because you know what your strengths are. You know you can rely on them, and you know that they will be there for you. So keep them strong, keep them ever present, keep them something that is forever growing. Focus on your strengths. And number 5, and this one is critical, know your priorities. Think about what is most important to you. And I'm going to warn you that this could change. So as circumstances change, priorities might change. So be ready for that. Be ready for the fact that while you may have set my priority is that I'm going to finish this project by the end of the year, but something may happen that may cause you to say, I'm going to have to delay that. Now my priority needs to be my family because I have a family member who's sick. And that's okay. So know your priorities for today, for right now. So these are 5 very basic fundamental things we can all do. Healthy body, mind, and soul, connected to the people that you love and who love you. Make time for things that bring you joy, focus on your strengths, and know your priorities. Now the next step is about building the vision. So these basics give us the environment, but now how do we build the vision that will take us forward, even when things seem hard, even when things seem insurmountable. How do we do that? So I'm going to propose for you that there's 3 aspects of creating a vision that work together and that help you create the vision that's right for you. Because what's a good vision for one person is not going to be a good vision for another person. So it's what's right for you. And the 3 things are knowledge or facts, wisdom, and imagination. So let's talk about knowledge first. Knowledge is critical to everything we do. We need to be fact-based, not deal with the things that we want to hear, but deal with the things as they are in reality, which might be difficult to hear. And in this age of social media, sometimes it's difficult to know what's true and what's not. We have to put effort into finding out what the facts are. Or from a knowledge standpoint, maybe we need to develop more expertise in a particular area that's important for us to know to accomplish our goals. Maybe we need to learn a new language. Maybe we need to learn a new skill. All of these aspects of knowledge are critical to building a vision, because without the facts, our vision won't make sense. Our vision has to be grounded in reality. But knowledge is not enough. Knowledge without wisdom is just a lot of interesting facts or interesting skills that we learn. Knowledge with wisdom is what gives us deeper insight to create a vision. So the second aspect is wisdom. Knowledge with wisdom is what gives us the deeper insight. How do we gain wisdom? That's a good question. You've probably met people who are older who seem very wise. And that's usually our vision, our image of what wisdom looks like. But maybe you also met some people who were younger who seemed wise beyond their years. And possibly that's because they went through challenging life experiences and they learned from those experiences. They learned from their mistakes. Mistakes and the lessons we learned from them is a gift. And that gift that we gain from those mistakes that we learned from is wisdom. Or maybe there was a tragedy and you in your life have dealt with that tragedy, but you learned from it and you moved forward from it and you gained wisdom from that experience of dealing with the tragedy. So we gain wisdom from our experiences. We gain wisdom from interacting with other people who are wise. And wisdom helps us put knowledge in the context of our vision. And now we come to the third part, which is imagination. And this is the magical part. This is where we take our knowledge, we take our wisdom, and we create something new out of it. Maybe it's something that no one ever thought of before. Maybe it's something that someone had thought of before, but not in the way that you're thinking of it. And with that imagination, we create the unique vision for us at that point in time around our priorities and around what we see as our purpose in the world, as our way to have impact and meaning in the world. So let's go back over this one more time. So our environment that we're going to create is one that's a healthy body, mind, and soul. We're going to stay connected to the people we love, make time for things that bring us joy, focus on our strengths, become an Olympic athlete for what we're good at, and we're going to know what our priorities are. And in that environment, we're going to draw on the people in our community, the people that we know, the people that we want to know, new relationships, and using knowledge, wisdom, and imagination, create a vision that will take us through the difficult times. Uncertainty is always going to be with us. In fact, it is a certainty that your life will be filled with uncertainty. That we know. And for those people who are scientists, you're aware of the Second Law of Thermodynamics, which says that the universe is constantly moving toward entropy, toward disorder. We know that the world is full of uncertainty. As humans, we strive to try to control our environment. We strive to bring order to the disorder. And that's one of the things that makes us human. But know that it's normal to have uncertainty. It's normal to feel vulnerable. It's normal to make mistakes. What's important is how we move through those things. Do we learn from them? Do we use our imagination to create new solutions? We can do this. For centuries, people have done this. So I leave you with best wishes for the new year of 2021. I look forward to hearing new ideas that come from people who are dedicated to making a difference in the world. And I wish you the happy and healthy new year.